Hey everybody, Jim Chester coming to you live once again from the CVP Annual. We are down here in Scottsdale, Arizona, and I'm with Rachael Box, and she is so excited to be with us as well. She was waiting for this moment when I met her yesterday, and she was introduced to me by Jason Yeager. And I think that we're going to uncode some amazing messages from you.
Yep.
First of all, chiropractic biophysics. That's what we're here for. Let's talk about that subject matter a little bit and why it means so much to you to be a part of this family.
So in chiropractic school, we were taught lots of things about chiropractic can help with X, Y, and Z, this whole host of things. And when I went, because I have a research background, when I went and looked at all the research, I couldn't find anything. And it wasn't until I was introduced to CBP that I actually remember when I went to the first seminar. You know, everyone always shows there are really amazing cases that all this great stuff happens. But in CBP, what I liked is I remember at my first seminar that they went to, they showed cases where they made mistakes. And after that, they said, you know, we're constantly evolving and learning and doing, and that's why research is so important, is so that we can continue to learn about the spine and how it behaves and functions. And it wasn't until that they showed cases that they made mistakes on. And I was like, wow, the fact that you can stand up there and show, hey, I did this wrong, but we learned from it. This is what we learned, and so now this is how we practice. It was ever growing, and that's a really big deal to me. That's what I had always looked for in chiropractic care, but I didn't find it until I got to CBP.
Pretty amazing foundation that you have. And let's say a couple of things to Deed. I know that he is the leader of this unified front of research and science and this mathematical quotient that helps people improve their spines through curve correction therapy. Let's talk a little bit about Deed.
So honestly, what Deed and his dad have done are just completely unheard of in the chiropractic profession. And I literally searched through every single technique, but Deed has devoted his entire life to finding the best way to treat patients, and through research and case studies and working in a clinic and collecting data from all over the country. And you can tell when you meet him, it's not about like him, it's all about what he can do for patients. And to see that in a leader of a type of practice is just absolutely amazing. And kind of how he views the spine and how he views patients is really what we're all striving for.
So one of those things that you mentioned there is research. What do you love most about the research that's being conducted right now for chiropractic?
So I love that it's not just case studies, and I love that they always say even a blind squirrel can find a nut. So you can find case studies out there about anything, and whatever you're looking for, you're always going to be able to find a case study for it. But I like the randomized control trials and literature reviews that they do. They pour so much time and effort into finding the best methods of doing things. And I've been a part of lots of different techniques, and that is unlike any other technique in the chiropractic profession.
And see, that's just it. And now one of the topics I want to discuss with you is awareness. Why is it so important for people to have awareness, not just about chiropractic, but about what you guys are doing in the chiropractic biophysics scope?
So I went all through chiropractic school without knowing anything about CBP, and had never heard of it before. And it wasn't until after I was in practice that I started taking x-rays and not seeing those curve changes that I really thought that we were taught in school, an adjustment will fix it. And I wasn't seeing that. So I actually was talking to one of my friends one day, and she was like, why don't you check out this thing called CBP? I'd never heard of it before. I was like, what the heck is CBP? Chiropractic biophysics. What the heck is physics doing in chiropractic care? So I actually made my fiance go to the class, and his first day he called me and he was like, this is it. This is what you've been looking for. So the two of us went to the full week long. I'd never heard anything about it, but invested a week of my time to figure out what it was all about. And I would love for people not to have to go through the trial and error that I did in practice, but to know that that's possible, that curve correction and organ improvement and overall function is possible through CBP. And it's really awesome that now you're starting to see schools teach that in the basic curriculum, which is really amazing. I can't imagine doing anything else now.
So I'm going to ask you a few personal questions. First of all, what does it mean for you to be the first doctor in your family?
So honestly, I had tremendous support from my family. It was really, really amazing. My family has gone to chiropractors for years, so there was never that stigma of like, oh, chiropractors are quacks or anything. My family has always been super supportive, and it was actually my mom who suggested that I go to chiropractic school. But it's really awesome being the first doctor in my family. I've kind of become like a health leader in my family. They always call me and ask me for advice. Whether they follow it or not, that's a different thing. But it's really awesome.
So now I'm going to give you the opportunity to say hi to anybody out there that you maybe mentioned, or anyone else out there that you would like to say hi to.
Okay, I'll say hi to my family, mom, dad, sister. Huge support for my entire journey through this, through school, anything I've ever wanted to do, becoming a CBP doctor. We had to spend a lot of time and effort, and they were so encouraging with everything. And then also my fiance, Trey, he's actually over there sitting, waiting for me. A huge support through this whole process, and we've been able to do it together, which is really amazing.
So at this juncture in the interview, I want to ask you, is there anything that I didn't ask you that you'd like to share with our audience today?
I guess, yeah, one thing is get out there, figure out what CBP is, do your research. The thing that I love about CBP is everyone is so willing to show you exactly what it does, and the transformations that I've seen in my patients' lives since I started doing CBP has been astronomical. Those crazy case studies that you have where people get those really amazing changes, I see that in all of my patients, which I never thought was possible. So being a CBP doc is probably one of the greatest things I've ever done in my life.
Awesome. Well, we're at the edge of our interview. If you guys want more information on what Deed Harrison is doing with chiropractic biophysics, go to idealspine.com. That's a mouthful, idealspine.com. And you guys can get a portal there for patients. You can get a portal there for if you want to come to a seminar. It's for both docs and for patients. So there's a different login for each side of it. And if you guys want more information on what we're doing with Chiro Hustle, go to chirohustle.com and just listen to episode 100. That's the episode where Luke and I actually interview each other, so you guys know who's behind the hustle. And just want to say love and appreciate you guys. If you found some value in this, hashtag value in the comments there. If you're watching us on replay, hashtag replay in the comments. And if you guys are watching right now, just let us know where you guys are tuned in from so we know where our audience is coming in from. And with that being said, I'm going to close out by saying you're just one story away. Keep hustling. We'll see you guys soon.